My parents called me the stupid twin. At 12, I ran away. Found by police, I was sent to live with my uncle. They threw me away. A decade later, I showed them their biggest mistake. They abandoned me for being the stupid twin. A decade later, I showed them exactly what they missed. Let me take you back to when I was 12. Picture a kid sitting alone on a cold park swing at 5 a.m., scared, with the police lights flashing. I'd run away after yet another dinner where my parents told me what a massive disappointment I was. That night was the final straw. They found me, brought me home, and delivered the verdict. I was being shipped off to live with my uncle in the countryside. My crime, not being as smart as my twin sister. In a family of brilliant doctors, I was just average. And average was a curse word in our house. My parents had our lives mapped out. We would become doctors just like them. But my brain didn't work that way. I dreamed of creative things, art, writing, theater. To them, that was a waste of time. The pressure was a constant, heavy weight. I'd cry myself to sleep every night, only to wake up and be compared to my sister all over again. I begged them. I promised I would try harder, be better, be someone else. I didn't want to leave my sister. She was the only one in that house who was ever kind to me. But they didn't listen. Their exact words were that they had another child to focus on and couldn't waste any more time on someone they saw as useless. So off I went. For weeks I cried. I called them and they never answered. They had emotionally erased me. Eventually the tears dried up. Life with my uncle and aunt was different. They didn't pressure me. They encouraged me to join the school play, to make friends, to just be a kid. My grades improved from failing to solidly average, and for the first time, that was okay. I was finally happy. I even met a boy in high school. My parents would have forbidden it, but my uncle and aunt just smiled. That boy is now my husband. We've been together for 7 years, went to college together, and got married right after graduation. Last month, we welcomed our beautiful son into the world. Through it all, my sister was my secret lifeline. We talked in code on hidden calls for years. Once she turned 18, she didn't have to hide it anymore. She was my maid of honor and is the amazing godmother to my son. She's my best friend. Then last week, she gave me a heads up. Our parents, after a decade of radio silence, wanted to reconnect. They reached out on social media with a cold, simple message. Can we visit? No, hello. No, how are you? And definitely no, we're sorry. I was torn. A part of me wanted to ignore them forever. But another part, a part that still remembered that heartbroken 12-year-old, wanted them to see what they threw away. So I invited them to dinner. I didn't tell them my uncle, aunt, sister, husband, and newborn son would all be there. I wanted the shock to be real. The dinner was painfully awkward. After 10 years, the first thing they saw was the family they'd lost. The uncle who raised me, the sister who chose me, the husband they never knew existed, and the grandson they never knew they had. I decided to lean into the awkwardness. I made a speech. I thanked my uncle and aunt for saving me. I thanked my husband for loving me and my sister for never leaving me. I gushed over my beautiful son. Then I looked my parents dead in the eye and said, "And I have nothing to thank you two for." The silence could have been cut with a knife. My mom's face crumpled. She burst into tears and ran out of the room. They left soon after. We had a quiet, tense meal without them. Now, some people, even my husband and sister, think I went too far, that I shouldn't have invited them just to humiliate them. Maybe they're right. But after a lifetime of their humiliation, it felt like a moment of painful, necessary truth. The aftermath, it got messier. I thought that was the end of it. I apologized to my uncle and aunt for springing my parents on them, and they understood. But I refused to apologize to my parents. They abandoned me. They never said sorry. Why should I? Well, they weren't done. 10 days later, they launched their revenge. They're not big on social media, but they went online and posted a one-sided, tearful story about how their cruel daughter publicly shamed them. And then they tagged my coworkers and my husband's coworkers, dragging our professional lives into their drama. I was stunned. They cyberstalked me to find these people just to try and ruin my reputation. I immediately commented on the post with the full story, the abandonment, the silence, the lack of any apology. I wasn't going to let them control the narrative. My entire family rallied around me. We tried to get them to take the post down. They finally sent a message through my sister. They'd delete it only if I apologized. My answer was a firm, final no. I will not apologize for their mistakes. Their final move. They told my sister they're cutting me out of their lives and their will for good. Honestly, it's the best gift they could have given me. Their money never mattered to me. My real inheritance was the family I built without them. My husband, my son, my uncle, my aunt, and my incredible sister. So that's it. The chapter is finally closed. I'm going to spend the rest of my maternity leave cuddling my son, grateful for the messy, beautiful, chosen family that loves me just as I am.